Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your full moon in Aquarius message. It is a general collective reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. So before we actually get into the cards, I have your chart up here, Pisces. This particular lunation will be retreating ever so quietly in your 12th house. So you're going to feel a lot of things or start remembering things and kind of wonder, like, where's that coming from? This is because this is like tapping into your subconscious. It's going to highlight secrets and maybe some endings that you didn't fully close up. It's a deeply spiritual time, and it's a very profound time for you, particularly for those of you where you maybe thought you had closure on a particular issue that occurred in your past, but you really didn't. There was still something lingering there in your subconscious. So this is sort of like when you have a computer running, maybe you're playing a game, maybe you're on YouTube, but in the background there are other programs running. So as you've been going through your life, there are programs still running, if you will, in that subconscious of these things that occurred in the past. And this is a time for you where you will begin to release those secrets, release those endings, and kind of give yourself the closure that maybe you didn't receive or you thought you received, but you actually, you needed a little bit more. So you're being asked at this time to release any self-sabotaging behaviors as well, any hidden anxieties that you have, and things that you have been like sweeping under the rug or kind of burying your head in the sand. It's a time for you to retreat, rest, let it go, so you can begin anew. So let's get into tarot now. We're going to use the Urban Crow Oracle deck to get like a baseline message here, and then we'll dip into tarot to expand upon that message. So for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, tell me more about their full moon in Aquarius message, and what does this mean for their 12th house of the subconscious, secrets, and endings for the Piscean collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have Resistance, card number 40. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Illusion, card number 24. Okay. Resistance. There may be a strong wind coming your way. However, you do have the ability to find the path with the least resistance. Have you ever seen a crow get thrown by the wind? The bird may get taken off guard, but it finds its balance again. Resistance brings an obstacle or adds friction to a situation. Ideas that once would have sailed into completion might now require some additional work. You may find a project or goal now requires an extra step to pass on to another phase. Resistance might manifest itself as a need for approval from an outside influence that takes longer to achieve. When the Resistance card appears in a reading, you are asked to be adaptable and to find the path of least resistance. And then there's a quote here by Pema Chodron. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it says, "You are the sky. Everything else is just the weather." All right, let's see where we go with this message. Tell me more about card number 40 and Resistance for the Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does this have to do with their full moon in Aquarius message? And how does this resonate with their 12th house of the subconscious, secrets, and endings? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Devil, the Five of Swords, and the Star card. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So there's something here that's still, you're either still holding on to it, or it is still holding on to you. It could be a person, a place, a thing, a memory. It could be anger or resentment that you're holding on to because of what someone did to you. There could be a feeling here that whatever took place was not fair. Some of you feel that you have resolved this issue because you have moved on, but you're still holding on energetically to it. I don't think that you want this particular situation, environment, or connection to return to your life, but you either are holding on that you want some kind of justice done to this person. So again, you're still energetically corded to them or to an outcome. I have a second group of you here that you are actually still holding on to an individual. Now, this could be a friend, a family member, a lover. This is a connection in your life that is quite toxic. There are lots of secrets here, gaslighting, and manipulation. While many members of the Piscean collective have moved on from this person, they found a new job, they found a new place to live, or, they left this lover, maybe they're already in a new relationship. A large percentage of the Piscean collective has left this individual. Now, they might still be grappling with anger over what happened or still healing over what happened, but they have left. But the second group here that I'm reading for is you're still kind of holding on to this. There's something here about this ending that is triggering some hidden anxieties for you, and you don't necessarily want to let it go. I think you know that the individual isn't good for you, but there's something here, and it's sort of playing out like a self-sabotaging behavior. You're holding on to it because it's triggering some kind of like abandonment wound for you. So whether you are in group one and you have already moved through this, if you will, or you've left this in your past, and you're still requiring some type of closure, whether you consciously or subconsciously realize it. And then I have group two where you're still holding on to it. Either way, the Piscean collective right now is being asked to let go, to not resist, to, if this has ended, to let it go. Don't hang on to the anger. Don't hang on to the bitterness. Don't hope and pray this person gets their karma. They will. If you need a message or some type of clarification or confirmation, I should say, that this person will get theirs in the end type of thing, yes. So you don't need to focus on that anymore or be energetically corded to this person anymore. You don't have to look up to see what they're doing or drive by their house. I'm not saying you do that. It's just for one of you who probably does that. Or look up tarot readings on them. Completely sever the cord with this person, because some of you are still holding on to it because you're waiting for this person to get theirs. Or even if you're not not malicious, but vengeful in that way. And look, I don't know what this person did to you. Maybe you have every right to feel that way, but the message here is to not resist this. Kind of just let it go, cut the cord, know that the universe will take care of this person or these people. And then there's that second group of you where you are resisting letting this person go. Tell me about the devil. Tell me about the devil here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The devil is clarified by the magician. So if you've seen my readings before, welcome back. If you're new, please click subscribe. I try to release 36 to 48 readings every week. For me, there are a couple of combinations in tarot that just scream manipulation, deception, maybe even gaslighting. I'm not a clinical psychologist, but in the personal readings, this combination sometimes comes up as an individual who's narcissistic or who has narcissistic tendencies. The magician to the devil, or if I see Five of Swords to the devil, Seven of Swords to the devil, if I get 3 or 4 of them on the table all at one time in a particularly small spread, or when I'm confirming a card, for me, it is screaming manipulation. So you either have moved on from this situation where I'm in connection, or you are still dealing with it. The magician, the Page of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Emperor. This is a very domineering figure. They don't have to be masculine. It could be a feminine, okay? This is an individual who comes off at times like they're playful, or they're inquisitive, or they're learning, or they're immature. So there are behaviors that they have that you sometimes will stick your head in the sand over and be like, oh, roll your eyes. That's just how they are. They don't know any better. But the fact is they do know better. That facade that they put on, that they're childlike or they're innocent, or I didn't know, I'm so sorry, I'll do better. It's an act. Because underneath in their energy, they know exactly what they're doing to manipulate you. So like I said, some of you, you've moved on from this person. Could have been a terrible boss. It could have been a verbally abusive parent. I mean, if it was physical, my heart is with you, of course. But there was a level of abuse here. And like I said, some of you have moved on from this person, whether it was a boss, friend, family member, lover, could have been a spouse for some of you with the Emperor card here. Emperor to the Strength card to Nine of Wands. This person really used their force with you, okay? Some of you have moved on from this person. You may have resisted at first, but you finally capitulated, you gave in, you moved on. And others of you, you're still clinging to this person. Five of Swords. Tell me about the Five of Swords here. So at this point, I'm being told to break the reading up into the 2 groups so I don't confuse the messages. So I'm going to read first for group 1, where you have moved on from this individual, but you're still holding on to some anger here. Something, and if you don't like cursing, I'm not your reader. And I don't curse all the time, but sometimes the Jersey Gemini in me just comes out. There was something really fucked up what this person did to you. And you're still holding on to some anger or bitterness. You might be upset about why you have to start over, why you no longer have a job, why you had to leave your residence, or why your life was upended. You didn't do anything wrong. You played by the rules. I'm just channeling your energy here. So if you're the cross watcher, don't throw daggers at me. But there's a feeling here of, I did the best I could. with what I had at the time, with what I knew at the time. I didn't cause the ending. I wasn't the manipulative person, but my life has been upended because of what this person did. And it's really fucked up, and I'm still angry over it. And I want them to get theirs. And that's the part that you're going to need to let go of. I'm not saying you have to forgive the person. I'm not saying you have to welcome them back into your life. I'm not saying that when you drive down the street and you see them, that you shouldn't, like, you know, give them that kind of like side eye, like, you mother effer. I'm not telling you not to do any of those things. What the message here is you're allowed to be upset over what happened, but you do need to let it go and just give it to God and give it to the universe and know that that person will receive their karma. You don't have to hold on to the aggression anymore. Because even though this entity is no longer in your life, their energy is still a block to you because you're holding on to them. And if you're not, and it's not that you're holding on to them, you're holding on to the anger. It could be a block to finances. It could be a block to love. It could be just a block to happiness. You being energetically corded to the anger, which is corded to what this person did, it's like you're still karmically tied to them. And because you're karmically tied to them, your energy is like, I don't know, it's like going in their direction. So nothing good can come in for you. So the Five of Swords is clarified by the Hanged Man, the Lovers, and Justice. Okay, bottom of the deck we have 10 of Wands. You don't have to carry the anger anymore. Just know that the universe has decided that it will take this matter into its own hands. And maybe the justice that this person receives won't be exactly what they did to you. And if you hear about it at some point in the future, you may be like, that's nothing compared to what they did to me. It may not be anything compared to what they did to you, but it will affect them the same way that they affected you. So, for example, this is the example I'm being given. Maybe this is the lover who cheated on you. You held on to the marriage, okay, because see the Justice card there. You held on to the marriage, and then at the end, there ended up being a horrible divorce, and you have to start over in your life. And now you're not in a two-person income household, or maybe they were the primary breadwinner. Now you have to go out and find a job. You can't maintain the lifestyle you used to have. The divorce was terrible. You go from living in a house to living in a little apartment. Half the friends that you had don't talk to you anymore because they sided with them. It's like your entire life has been upended. And then I can almost feel your energy like, but I didn't do anything wrong, and yet my whole life changed because of what this jerk did, and I tried to stay connected to them anyway, and they just kept doing it, okay? There's something here like you got to let go of the anger. And again, it doesn't mean you forgive them for what they did. It's the universe saying to you, stop resisting. We want to bring some really good stuff in for you. Hope, healing, wish fulfillment. But you have to be responsible for letting it go and cutting that energetic cord, giving yourself the closure, and know that this person's going to get what's coming to them. So at some point in the future, you might hear that this person lost all their money in the stock market. I'm not predicting a stock market crash, just the example I'm being given, or they lose their job, something like that. And you might be, when you hear about it, you might feel like, that's nothing compared to what they did to me. No, but they're going to feel the sting. It just might, it's going to impact them differently than it impacted you. But it will, for them, it would feel the same. So you can let it go. You don't have to hold on to that anymore. You need to go from the 10 wands to the 2 wands. You need to release and move forward. The Star. Tell me why the Star is here. And some of you may have some health issues like anxiety, or your nervous is dysregulated, or you might find yourself at times to be like more like temperamental than you used to be. It's because that aggression is still within your energetic core, because you're still holding on to, they need to get theirs. So for some of you, it's manifesting in like digestive issues or other health issues like that, maybe chronic headaches, inability to sleep. Some of you, it's a block to money. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Star is clarified by the King of Cups. That's you in your higher vibration, whether you're masculine or feminine. The Page of Swords and the Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Fool. You may be free from this person. Okay, you've changed jobs. You live somewhere else. You're no longer, involved. You got the divorce. Whoever this person is, you've severed the tie with that family member, etc., etc. There's some really good stuff that wants to come in for you. But there's one little cord that's left that the Page of Swords can sever for you once and for all. And that is the tie that you have to aggression or anger or anything like that, or looking up readings to see what's going on in their world or something like that. It's really time to cut the cord on that and really have your beginning, because there's someone new who the universe wants to bring in for you. A new friend, a new friend who becomes like a family member, a new lover, a new boss, a new investor. There's someone new here on your path. And although you may be physically walked away from that person, you're still energetically corded to them. So There's a full moon ritual on my site, thetimelinetarot.com. Click on Toolbox. It's free. I would do the full moon ritual. If you want one specific to the Aquarius, in the description box below, or not the description box, in the pinned comment below will be a link to my Patreon site. And so if you want to go there, you can. There are some rituals there specific to the Aquarius full moon. If not, you could just do an internet search. But I would do a release ritual, and then I would like hold myself accountable to it. I think you really need to let this go. I think you did the brave part by walking away physically, but there's still a lot that needs to be done here energetically. And you're being asked to release it. You're actually self-sabotaging yourself from some good stuff that wants to come in. Okay, hang in there, group 1, because maybe towards the end of the reading, I might get another message for you. Plus, we're still going to get advice for you and the Moonology card. Group 2. Group 2, you are still clinging to this person. I don't know if they're a friend, family member, lover, or your boss. This person, again, like I was saying to group 1, or I think I was saying to you in the beginning, they come across as childlike, they come across as immature. You see the potential in them. They have some good qualities, but this person has someone, oh, maybe it is someone or something dark in their energy or tied to them. And it is affecting you and affecting your connection with them. This person is not going to heal. You can't continue to work in an unhealthy environment and think just because your boss has some redeeming qualities that you should tolerate the abusive behavior. This person may be a spouse for some of you with the Justice card. They might have, again, some redeeming qualities. Maybe they're great at cooking your favorite meal or cutting the grass or something like that. But at the core of them, there's an immense amount of shadow work that they are refusing to do. And it is negatively impacting how they treat you. For some of you, this person has stepped out on you multiple times. You are aware, but you ignore it. You bury your head in the sand. It's time for you to resist that this relationship is over. I think some of you are trying to hold on to the job, the friend, the family member, the lover, again, whoever this is for you. If you know that there's another person here involved, you may be holding on because you have this mentality, which is kind of self-sabotaging, okay, of like win at all cost. There's a need here for you to stop resisting and to let it go. You have this illusion that this person can be better, and they're not capable of being better. You have someone new here on your path as well, but they can't come in until this person is let go. I want to read to you for group 2, and maybe for group 1, this might help you as well, but I'm being called to read to you the illusion card, which is card number 24. For someone watching, the card number 24 is important. Maybe you're born on the 24th of the month, or this person is. Or maybe that's like an anniversary day or month, something like that, like February 4th or something like that. Okay. Card number 24, illusion. Have you ever been absolutely, positively, 100% certain about a situation only to find that the complete opposite is true? During a reading, illusion may surface to help you uncover if you are clinging to a narrative that suits your feelings about a situation, environment, or connection, rather than the facts. For example, the person who spends their day angry that their email was not answered. They assume the recipient read it and ignored it. All that energy is being used being upset and angry when it could have been avoided if they just realized that they themselves forgot to hit send. Illusion might appear if we are operating on a false assumption or if we are in denial and we do not want to accept the reality of a particular situation. When we double down or commit to the story that we created in our minds, our actions and behaviors are then the byproduct of what we want or assume to be true. If our assumptions are wrong, our actions and behaviors may have negative consequences. Does your interpretation match reality, or are you acting on an illusion? I want to pull 3 cards for those of you where you are still connected to this person. Tell me more about this person's energy that Pisces is still holding on to. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Wands, 2 of Cups, and the Fool. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Wands. This individual has already moved on. It's a boss who's already looking for a replacement. It's a friend who's already hanging out with someone else. It's a romantic partner who has already given their heart to someone else. I hate to be the reader to tell you that. I'm asking what's in this person's energy, and what's in their energy is a new beginning with someone else. Professional, platonic, or romantic. That's what makes this toxic. They're still holding on to you while inquiring or advertising, like if it's a job, or entertaining a replacement for you. This is the landlord that smiles to you in the hallway and is looking to evict you the minute someone crosses their path that needs the apartment. It's an untrustworthy individual. And like I said, they have actively moved on with someone else, or they're actively looking to replace you with someone else. Five of Swords. You're not going to win this person or win them over or take them away from someone else who might be in their life. I have no Pisces in my chart, neither does my person. I'm not involved in anything like that, so please don't come at me in the comments. I'm just giving you the messages I'm receiving. You're not going to win because you're not meant to win. Your victory comes from walking away and moving towards a connection that is healthier for you, better balanced, will treat you fairly, and will respect you like the wonderful person that you are. This person isn't capable of doing that. If they were capable of doing that, they would have done it already. Tell me more about the next step here for Pisces who are still holding on. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Three of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Hermit. You need to do some soul searching. There's interference here in this connection. We got 333 now. There's definitely interference, and you need to be honest with yourself about this. Your next step here is to try to connect with other people. That could be friends, family members, look for a new job, get your references in order, like if this is work related. Your next step here is for you need to take action on your own behalf and connect with like-minded individuals or friends or family members that can help you start anew. So they're like your references on your resume application so you can get a new job. You know, it could be a realtor who helps you find the next place to live. You know, it certainly could be friends or family members that help you in some way to break off from a spouse or a partner that is toxic in nature. Like maybe you can go stay with them, or they can help you get your own place, something like that. Because I asked what your next step is. And one, it's realizing that there's other interference here. And again, that's that person's karma to play out. And two, you need to take action on your own behalf. Tell me about the new that comes in here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The new. 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. For those of you that you're still clinging on to this, the next person doesn't miraculously come in. This is not an abusive spouse or partner that you break away from on a Monday, and then on Wednesday, new person enters your life. You need to rebuild yourself from the inside out, having dealt with this person. And this is going to require a lot of healing on your part. But you need to, or you should be letting go of this person in the energy of the full moon in Aquarius on July 29th, or begin to make plans either on your own or with other people in that energy of the full moon of in Aquarius on July 29th, and start to make plans to break away from this person. So you're either doing it in that energy, or you're connecting with others to help you create a plan to move on from this. But the new does not immediately come in. If you are actively looking for a job, if you can continue tolerating this boss or supervisor, you do have a new job coming in like 10 weeks. But you need to vet this job properly and not just go from the frying pan into the fire. You're really going to have to vet the next job if this is career related. If you're looking for love and you're still in this, the new is not going to immediately come in. And if it does, it's going to end just as quickly, because you still have not healed the wound and you still have not resolved the anger that you have for what this person did. So if you're in that group too, you're a little behind than the Pisces who actually broke away, and now they're just sort of doing some cleanup, if you will, in aisle 2. You're a little behind them. So you may watch some Pisces readings in the future where they're getting the new person or new opportunity or new offer. I don't think those readings are really going to resonate for you all that much, to be quite honest, because you're a little delayed on the timeline. So in that respect, when the Pisces readings stop resonating with you, then you may want to, if you're like a Pisces sun, you may want to start watching your rising or watching your, your moon or something like that. So I would look for another placement, because you're quite behind on the Piscean collective because you're still clinging to this. But there's definitely hope for you. And you can certainly, like I said, make plans to move on from this person or actually disengage from them. Back to group 1. Can I get 3 cards for group 1? Because group 1, you've done the hard part. You have physically removed yourself by force or by choice. But you're, like I said, holding on to the anger or the bitterness. One more shuffle. Thank you. Group 1, 9 of Wands. You're still wounded from what this person did. 9 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. Bottom of deck, 5 of Pentacles. I would totally, and I know it's easier said than done, but I would really abandon any of those feelings, and I would stop looking up readings on this person or whatever you're doing that's still keeping you corded to them, even thinking about them. If you have items of theirs that like they gave you, or you still have their items in your house, if you feel inclined to get rid of them, that would be your subconscious or your intuition telling you it's time to get rid of those items. They may also be keeping you energetically corded to this person as well. But as you begin to heal that wound and energetically sever that cord, you have some really great stuff. You actually have genuine happiness wants to come in for you. Ace of Swords, that's the truth here. So let me get you some, I'm going to get 3 cards of advice now for Group 1 and Group 2. I feel really bad for Group 2 because you held on longer than you should have here. 5 of Pentacles, the Emperor, the 5 of Cups. You've held on like you're still going through hell here, and you keep like you have this illusion that like you can rehabilitate this person or make them better, and I don't think that's the case. Because again, if it was going to happen, it would have happened already. Let's get 3 cards of advice here, please, for Pisces. One more shuffle. Thank you. And I don't feel like Group 2 is my regular Piscean collective. I feel like my regular, no offense to Group 2, I feel like my regular Piscean collective is more like Group 1, where they've done the hard work and they've done their best to move on, move forward. So in that respect, let's just sever that energetic cord once and for all. Group 2, I feel like you come and go from my channel. I don't feel like you're consistently part of the collective here. You're welcome to stay. And this is a very important message for you to release this person. The advice, that 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. So Group 1, if you can release this, because it's the only thing that's been keeping you suspended, if you can actually like be honest with yourself, yeah, I'm still holding on to anger or resentment, and you start to like work through that, maybe like I said, do an energetic cord cutting, then I think you have some really great stuff here wants to come in for you. The Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the World card. Like you can, Group 1, you could really energetically like shut this shit down tomorrow if you wanted to. And the High Priestess, the 4 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, the Magician, you have some really nice stability here that wants to come into your life, and happiness, and possibly even a more stable job for you. So you have some great things. It's like once you're freed of that, then you can start manifesting and working on whatever it is here that you want in your life. And the Chariot energy, it starts coming in very quickly for you. Group 2, you've been still trying to work or collaborate with this individual. You keep hoping that something is going to turn around here. Some of you have been holding on to this for 7 years, 10 years, maybe even longer. It's time to love yourself enough to, again, cut the cord physically. And like I said, either move on in that energy of the full moon in Aquarius, or make plans to do that. You too have some great stuff that wants to come in, but you need to sever the cord first, as well as any anger or resentment, just like Group 2 might still be holding on to. You're going to have to release that as well, and just leave it in the hands of the universe. Let's close it out now with a Moonology card. Moonology card here, please, for Pisces. I almost said Aries, so maybe some of you are dealing with an Aries, or this person has high Aries placements. But for the Piscean collective, and I'm so sorry, Group 2, to give you that message. I really am. I just had to channel what came through. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Prosperity lies ahead, okay? Group 1 and Group 2, some really good stuff. New moon in Taurus, like real tangible stuff wants to come in for you. Not fairy tale unicorns, dust, Disneyland bullshit. This is like real good stuff, but both groups, you need to like sever the cord here. Bottom of the deck, bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. I think you need to love yourself enough, both groups there, to finally do it once and for all. Nothing will come of this situation. Holding on to that, it doesn't benefit you, and staying in it, Group 2, doesn't benefit you as well. Surrender to the divine. The next card is actually full moon, which is, this is a full moon in Aquarius. Surrender to the divine, let it go, and let the universe take care of this person. If you can heal and move past this, you have some really, really great things that want to come in for you. So let's do that. That's what I have for you, Pisces. That is your full moon in Aquarius message. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, please be gentle with yourself. And as always, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.